After 2 years of full-time traveling, in 2020, I found myself stranded in New York City for 9 entire months. But this October, it's time to change. I bought this baby here, a new experience for me, and today I'm about to hit the road. Let's go! These yellow cabs and the gray blue buildings, so beautiful. There's such a beautiful light today. It's really like October light, like fall light. Oh, so beautiful. You know, I feel like the light in the fall is so beautiful because it's warm. It's still very bright, especially in October, but it's not like in the summer that is so aggressive, and it's also not like in the spring. I think in the spring the type of light is colder, and that's why I like New York City a little bit more in the fall than in the spring. You know that you park your bicycle in the car to move faster and start biking from that point? Well, sometimes I wish I could park the car on my bicycle to move faster, because in New York City the bicycle, I would say 80% of the time, is faster than going by car. Woohoo! I'm out of the city!
Have you seen the eyes of pen? Have you heard the cry of pain? Have you felt the aching hunger and tears falling like rain? Can we find hope for tomorrow? Can we find a helping hand?
The fall colors are starting out here too. I honestly have no idea how long I'm gonna stay in this trip, but imagine if I stay, let's say, a couple of weeks, and in a couple of weeks I'm gonna drive the same areas and I'm gonna see how the foliage developed. Since now it's really just at the very beginning. Now you understand why I hit the road exactly now in this moment of the year.
Seen the eyes of pen? Have you heard the cry of pain? Have you felt the aching hunger and tears falling like rain? Can we find hope for tomorrow? Can we find a helping hand that can ease the pain and sorrow for every woman, every man?
everyone. So what's the deal with this trip? I bought a car. Yeah, that's the news. I bought a car. I didn't know how to travel during the pandemic, and obviously having a private vehicle was the only way for me. I already said so many times in my channel that as a travel vlogger, I don't feel that traveling by plane would give the right message now to my audience, because traveling by plane should be reserved for special needs right now. So I had to find another way to travel more safely, and I bought a car. I bought the very first car I've ever owned in my entire life. I would have never thought that I would have bought a car, not even in a million years, but I guess that was the European me. Now I'm staying here in the United States, and I guess I adjusted a little bit to the trend here. Jokes aside, obviously the car is something that not only allows me to travel without spreading the virus or being contagious. I don't know how it's called in English, but it also allows me to sleep in the car and avoid having too many problems when I'm gonna find myself without hotels or facilities open, because we are still in the middle of this pandemic and it's not easy to travel at the moment, at least here in the United States. For who doesn't know, in the United States it's highly illegal to pull over and whatever and just sleep in your car. I've done quite a bit of research on the topic, and apparently police comes to knock at your window during the night and they ask you to go away. Obviously private properties are out of discussion. Yeah, it's a little bit of a problem for me, even if I have a car where I can sleep, but the problem is to park a car somewhere where I'm not gonna be bothered. And to do so, I contacted a lot of couch surfers honestly in the last week, and I asked them to allow me to have a little piece of their garden to park the car. Now, only 2 people in Maine accepted my request, but they're busy in the next few days. They're gonna be more free in the next week, so I need some plan B, and I thought my plan B would be campsites, but I recently discovered that campsites are extremely expensive here. I'm talking about $25 plus per night just to park the car, not do anything else, which I don't know about you, but to me it sounds completely insane. So that option is out of the plate for me. But today I started looking, instead of on Couchsurfing and Be Welcome, I started looking on Workaway. So Workaway is a platform similar to Couchsurfing, where you trade your work in exchange of accommodation. And it's usually used for longer periods of time. Usually they ask minimum 1 week of staying. That's why I didn't look in it right away. But if I find a nice place, 1 week is not a bad idea. So let's see how it goes. Another option would be to park in places like this one. This is a rest stop for truck drivers, or for cars apparently, and parking in these spaces during the night is free. There are bathrooms available. It's where usually the truck drivers rest, and I knew there was this option, but I didn't know how in reality it would have been like. I just crossed Connecticut, and this is the first rest stop that I stopped in, and I mean, if all the rest stops are like this, count me in. It's so beautiful here. I mean, it's pretty insane. It looks like a campsite. Let's see, but now let's keep driving, because I have to arrive to New Hampshire by night, because I have one of my subscribers who offered to host me for tonight. the sun is set. These kind of roads remind me a little bit of Slovenia. Do you agree? I Massachusetts. Oh, New Hampshire! Here we go. I'm exhausted. 6 hour 45 minutes drive from New York City, Manhattan, to Hampton, New Hampshire, and I've done only one break. Can you believe it? Only one break at the beginning of Connecticut. That's so crazy. My body hurts so much. My back hurts, my neck hurts, my butt hurts, my foot hurt, but especially my right knee hurt. Oh my god, and I need to pee. Hello. Nice to meet you finally.
How you doing?
A virtual hug.
You're shorter than I thought. I thought you were
I'm
like 8 feet 9.
Seriously?
Yeah.
Usually they say the opposite. I like this display that you have going on here.
Yeah. And Cyprus. Oh, I love Cyprus. Right across the street from where the gym is, there's a nude beach. And I was working out and I looked out the window and I went, because I've never seen a nude beach before.
It's quite weird for everyone. Oh, can I do that? Let me do something. Let me help you.
No, it's all right.
So, Richard, what are you cooking? What are you preparing for breakfast?
I'm making the marguerite omelet.
Thank you for breakfast. This looks and smells amazing, Richard. And I went full on American with a Pepsi soda for breakfast.
And ketchup.
And ketchup.
Like I said, it's over here in the surrounding towns. You can walk out in the street with $20 bills hanging out of your pocket at 3 o'clock in the morning and not worry about it.
What about New York?
You can walk down the street, you can be in your house or sleep. They'll steal the bed, you, and your grandma at the same time. I drove a real bad car. I mean, real ugly looking car.
Uh-huh.
I mean, it was so bad that when the thieves came, they left me money. They said, man, he poorer than us. He left $20 bills in the, no. Yeah, but it's, no. I mean, New York, I would visit, but there's no way in the world. I couldn't. And even visiting, I want to get out of there. I want to come back to normalcy. You know?
You
and
tell
the air,
me.
and the air is better here. It's another thing. You notice the air over there there's a lot of smells. You know,
Yes.
some of it is good smells from food, but a lot of it is, you don't see that here.
What age did you leave New York City?
Well, when I left New York City in 1980, I was watching TV one day, and they said New Hampshire, Manchester, New Hampshire was the best city in the whole country to live. That's where I shot that movie in Portsmouth, the movie that I made. The short movie. I shot it there in Portsmouth. Very picturesque.
You pronounce it Portsmouth.
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 Yeah.
Not Portsmouth.
Yeah. There was a guy, I was in a restaurant one day years ago, and this guy is from Texas.
Uh-huh.
And he's a truck driver. He said, excuse me, you know where Portsmouth is? You're not from here, are you? Yeah, because...
What about Worcester?
Yeah, I have a hard time with that too.
Do you read Worcester like the sauce? Or
Worcester, they call it, Worcester. This is my first time in years that I've been to New York. And I went down to the subway, and I said, one token, please. And he said, excuse me? Yeah, token. Well, no, we don't use tokens anymore. Oh.
And
okay,
how much was a token back in the days?
15 cents. I worked as a messenger once in New York. They give you, well, at that time, they give you so much money for the day to take a subway or a bus.
Uh-huh.
I kept the money in my pocket, and I took a bicycle. I was the first person to use a bicycle on a messenger. And they found out, and they said, you can't do that. You got to take a subway, you got to take a bus. I'm the only one that I knew that I used to pocket the money. And I used to tell my friends, man, pocket that money. You know, put it in your pocket. And then, because it was, you know, it was money, free money. And and what I would do is I'd park my bicycle or put it like a block away around the corner so they won't see it. And in Israel, that's all I traveled was by bicycle. Very rarely would I take the bus in Israel or train. Well, they didn't, not too much train. Now they have a train going right down the middle of Jerusalem. I hated that. I hate that because Jerusalem is like so historic.
How long did you stay in Israel?
For several years. People have the wrong concept about what's going on in Israel. They really do. They're so ignorant. They don't know what's going on. The corruption there is with the leadership, not with the people. They get the wrong concept. Well, first of all, it's not a religious fight. People think, oh, it's Islam against the Jews. No, it's not Islam against the Jews. It goes back to the Vatican. By the way, they own much of Israel, or at least Jerusalem. A lot of people don't know this, but that lousy, filthy, evil, treacherous Shimon Peres, one of the leaders of Israel, gave the Vatican 93% of Jerusalem, signed the deed, lied about it and says, no, that never happened. And there was proof. Barry Shamash, he was a journalist, Jewish journalist, and he blew the whistle on that. And they killed him. Arabs and Jews in Israel, many of them, not all of them, but a number of them, are very friendly. But there's a lot of them that don't like each other. And part of that reason is well, part of the reason is, of course, the Israeli government, but it's also the PLO.
Are we logged in? Is your Google account? Richard, what's the secret for these amazing looking pothos?
Oh, I'll show you the secret.
In the meantime, look at this. So beautiful.
That's the secret.
Plant food. I'm leaving Richard. He was so nice to host me, and we will certainly see each other again. You know, I haven't explained actually in this vlog, but we've been known each other virtually since I think at least 1 year. Because more. Because he was watching my videos and we have been exchanging emails for so long, like countless emails. So that's how we knew each other. I might come back to Richard in the second part of this trip. So for now, thank you very much for hosting me.
Grazie.
And I'll see you soon.